Okay, hey, welcome to another episode of Diez Nuts. I'm here with Thomas Muehling from the Kill Tony band. I'm really excited to have you here, man.
I'm really excited to be here, man.
I've just been wanting to have lunch with you forever, and you just can't do it. So this is like our first time hanging out, actually, which is kind of cool.
I apologize. It's been really busy lately.
Yeah. I've been rechopping old clips because I want to start putting more content online than I already have. And I just remembered the first time. I think it was the second show I did where you guys played a cover of Loser by Beck.
Oh, yeah.
Which is my walkout song.
Yeah.
And you start playing the note and Tony started immediately laughing.
I got him.
Yeah, you got him, dude.
Yeah.
That was a good moment. Thank you for that.
Of course.
But now you guys can't do that anymore, can you?
I was just about to say I kind of miss those days. Yeah, the bigger the podcast got, the more YouTube started flagging us for playing any amount of cover material whatsoever.
Oh.
Episodes would get demonetized. It was a whole thing, and it was a very quick decision we had to just stop doing all of that.
So you were not getting flagged, and then you start getting flagged.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, in the Vulcan days, no one seemed to give a shit. And there was a big surge in popularity, once we started playing at Mothership, if memory serves. And then, yeah, of course, the Trump-Biden episode just sent all the numbers through the roof. And even before that, we were starting to get flagged. But as the numbers of viewers and views went up, the trouble we were getting into for playing copyrighted material also went up.
People are like, a lot of people that weren't watching the show started watching the show.
Yeah.
And probably putting complaints in, I guess.
I don't know how it works. Like I've heard that they have both machine, learning involved in that process and actual people. It was this whole thing. It was really fun for us because we don't always know those songs before we play them. So it's just like, oh, he said this, reminds me of this song. Does everybody know it? No. Kino, can you cue it up, listen to it, grab the best 30 seconds, and then play it on loop? And that was always just such a fun thing to be able to do. Just like people would ask all the time, how do you guys do that? And it's like, everybody's got good ears.
I recently met Kino.
Yeah.
He was all angry at me.
Why was he angry at you?
So I met him. I was at my friend's place, and he showed up, and he was like, I'm Kino. I'm like, yeah, I've been at all the big shows that you've been doing and all that. And I was like, and he was like, and I was like, okay, we haven't met, but like, what's your role in this whole thing? Well, I do sound. Okay. He does production.
Yeah.
Including sound and video and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And lights, sound and lights.
Yeah.
So he does the job of several people. He's been very and he was, and I was okay, but where do you normally sit? Like, where are you? And I was, oh, well, I'm in this booth. And I was like, okay, so I have actually never
seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on me. Like, I never really see. Like, his face was familiar, but he's not a guy that it's easy to just pass by him and say hi to him.
Right.
I just had very few occasions. But
bro, he's the man behind the curtain.
Yeah,
no one ever sees him.
Exactly. So, Kino, you're being acknowledged on a podcast that will maybe get 100 or 200 views. So let's go.
Kino, we see you, bro, and we appreciate you.
Yes. Please don't murder me. Yeah, and you walked in, you told me that you did rollerblading and that you did wrestling in college. And I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah. Well, not in college. I didn't wrestle in college.
High school?
I did in high school, and I almost did in college. There was a whole thing there.
Like a whole thing?
Oh, yeah, because I thought I was going to go to the Naval Academy. I thought I was going to have a much different life trajectory.
Okay.
And I applied and didn't get in. And I was going to reapply the year after that. But while I was doing community college, I took a piano elective to fill out my credit hours. I'd already been playing guitar, but I just wanted to dive a little deeper into music. And just the combination of having more time to play guitar and the the smallest amount of like a deeper dive into music that I got from like my piano elective totally changed my whole idea. I told my dad at the end of that first year of college that I didn't want to reapply for the Naval Academy, that I wanted to study music. He was noticeably disappointed.
Was he? He was an armed forces person?
No, he was just, he really enjoyed my wrestling career in high school. Okay. He came to every match. He was like one of the most supportive dads you could ever ask for. And I think he just wanted to see it continue. And so when I told him I was switching gears, I think that was a real bummer for him.
Oh. He must be fine now, hopefully.
Yeah. And he's expressed as much, like that he's proud of me.
Oh, wow.
Because this career path has been insanely brutal. Not that a career in the fucking military wouldn't have been, but there's no guarantees in a music career. There's not always a paycheck. There's not always food on the table. It's been a rough go for a long time. And he's just seen me push through all of it, and he's very proud.
Well, we're gonna cry here.
Yeah,
we're about to cry. But the only thing I'm thinking is you have the story arc of a very traditional American trope.
Yeah.
Wrestling kid in high school.
Right.
That wants to go into the military.
Yeah.
And then, meets a girl or something changes and changes his storyline. And then dad is disappointed, but dad comes around.
He came around. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, I didn't know that was, I've never thought about it that way. That is
Your high school movie, dude.
Oh, man. Oh, no. Yeah, I got to find a quiet place to sit and think about that for a while.
Okay. Yeah. What was the rollerblading all about?
Man. So I grew up in a small town, Amarillo.
Oh, I heard about that.
And so there's just not a lot to do. And between like the combination of like a Christian upbringing and then also being on the wrestling team, I really kept it really straight edge. Like I wasn't drinking or doing drugs or anything. And in a town like that, if you're not like drinking, smoking, and having sex, like your options for things to do are pretty limited. So I had some friends that were skating and it looked like a lot of fun. I was basically an adrenaline junkie from a very young age. It was just like as soon as I could figure out how to jump off a roof or run my bike off a ramp, I was trying stuff. And so as soon as I found rollerblading, I was like, well, this is one I can stick with. And so I did.
Any bad injuries?
Oddly enough, not from skating. Okay. I had some close calls. I fell off a rail one time, and we watched the playback on the video, and my foot was just about 180 degrees in the wrong direction. Somehow didn't break my ankle.
How old were you?
I was like 17.
Okay.
So I think that explains everything. Yeah. You're a lot rubberier when you're yeah. We watched the video over and over. I was just like, how did it not? It was really pointed the wrong way. And there was another time like I just totally missed a rail that I was jumping to and fell. And we got it on tape. Like I hit my face on the rail and I think I bit my tongue. And so I was like on the ground, like spitting up blood. It was like pretty hardcore.
Nice.
But those were like kind of the worst ones. All my worst injuries really came from wrestling. I separated a shoulder my senior year. I cracked my ankle my junior year. There was something happening all the time.
What weight were you competing at?
All the lowest ones. I started at 103. I think these weights have all changed since I wrestled too, but I started at 103. My sophomore year I was 112. Junior year 119, and finished my senior year at 125.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was a little guy.
Little guy.
Yeah.
Did you cut weight?
I did. And I wish I hadn't. I competed in a tournament in Oklahoma against this kid who never cut weight, and I felt like I could see a difference in his energy compared to everybody else. Like he never seemed to run out of gas. And it's like, oh, well, he's fucking eating food.
He's eating food and sleeping?
Okay. He's drinking water.
Yeah, that's I keep watching all these MMA, analysis.
Yeah.
All these the countdown episodes where they're all talking about cutting weight and not cutting weight, jumping in weight classes and how they feel. And it's such a fine line between having more energy but having to fight bigger guys.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. They're like, well, if you cut weight, you'll be one of the bigger guys in the weight division. But yeah, you're walking that line between having energy and having a weight advantage or size advantage, I guess.
That's great. And so and then you always played guitar
from the age of like 14.
Okay. And you always were more like what, rock and roll guy? Would you like to play country?
Definitely. Or? I mean, when I was a teenager, it was the 90s. So like it was the height of grunge.
Oh, yeah.
And I think everybody who was a teenager, especially dudes at that time, grunge really spoke to us.
Oh yeah.
And
it's to me, it's still speaking through me in my jokes.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh, your comedy is so sad. I'm like, I don't know. When I was a teenager, all music, anything mainstream was so sad.
Sad.
Even Dawson's Creek. Yeah. At the end of the day, pretty sad. Like, the most commercial things were just.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it that way. Yeah. All us 90s guys we're just a bunch of sad boys.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Soundgarden, I mean.
Dude, absolutely.
Jesus.
That band changed my life. The record, Super Unknown, still blows my mind.
Yeah.
So many of those songs were not in like a regular time signature.
Oh, wasn't it?
And so many of those songs were radio hits.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it when people try to tell you that, like, if you want to make popular music, you have to do it dumbed down and simple.
Well, they're not musicians, are they? Most people that say that.
Yeah. Most people that say that are like producers, sadly, and it's really frustrating. It's like you guys are perpetuating this stigma that isn't true.
But the same is happening in comedy, where I feel like you're told this is a lot of like managers or whatever or bookers. I think I have that feeling of, well, this is the comedy that's gonna work and it's a product I can sell. So you're someone I want to have at my club, or you're someone I can be behind.
Bro,
But it's
there's a whole fucking TED Talk waiting about how capitalism ruins art.
Well, I think it's always been the case, right? So like pop music has always been selling more, even though pop music still requires great skills to be made. Of
course.
And then anything that's on the fringe of that average will mostly get a lower audience, smaller audience.
Yeah.
And sometimes it will break through, and sometimes it won't.
Yeah. Like
grunge to me was a strange thing.
I felt the same way. It's a bit of an anomaly.
Yeah, the fact that it got so big. I think it was a timing thing of that passing away of the 80s style and those artists aging.
Yeah.
And it was like the boys bands were starting.
Yeah.
But they were not quite there yet musically.
Right.
And I don't know, it was whatever.
Yeah, it was a timing thing for sure. And it's funny the way those cycles work, because for me, when the 2000s hit and the rock that was on the radio started to shift to that whole Creed, Nickelback, Godsmack thing, I was out. I was like, I don't like any of this.
I didn't like Creed back then. I like Creed now.
I went through like a very short period of being like, all right, I guess Creed's all right, because I think comparatively, they had at least a modicum more grunge elements than a lot of those other bands.
Yeah, so Nickelback was like, no.
Dude, Nickelback killed me. I was just like, I don't understand them and like Puddle of Mud. I was like, I don't understand how you guys are listening to this shit. I hate it.
Go for it. Do you like Coldplay?
I do.
I don't.
Yeah.
See, I've seen them live once, and I was like, yeah, I can't. It's not. I know they're great.
Yeah.
I still don't. I just don't.
They've been through so many phases, though. You can sometimes, if you don't like Coldplay, you might not have found the right record.
Probably.
But a lot of those phases have also been very high profile, so there's also a chance that if you don't like them, you just don't fucking like them. I was way into them when they first came out because I felt like it was finally a break from all of that new metal, whatever you want to call early 2000s rock and roll era. I didn't like it, and Coldplay was like, yeah, well, we're not doing that. We're not doing hyper compressed, overdriven Les Paul guitars. We're doing like acoustic guitars, and we're writing songs. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, I don't remember what exactly I was listening to early 2000s, but I feel like at least in Europe we had more British influence, so it was a little more choice in.
Yeah.
Because we had MTV Europe.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
So MTV Europe would still show American stuff, but they also were showcasing European bands. So it was a little bit more choice that way.
Yeah.
That's
good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have experienced that.
Like maybe, I don't know, in like acoustic stuff. I mean, this was kind of almost pop music, but I was just listening to the Cardigans,
Okay.
It was
whatever.
They were very commercial.
What's their big song?
Loveful, I think. I was listening to Erase and Rewind.
I'm sure I've heard it. Because I know their name, but I can't think of any of their music in this moment.
Well, the singer was quite cute.
Oh, was it a female singer?
Sweden. That was from Sweden. Yeah. That's something you remember. You start listening. They're pretty good. They're so good. There's something there,
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, she had a good voice. I saw a little documentary about them not long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because also like a lot of like Scandinavian bands, not just dark metal, but also like pop and stuff that. All the British bands. Even in Belgium, we had some good bands back then.
Yeah.
But, whatever. So how long have you been on Kill Tony overall?
Basically, since it came to Austin.
Yeah.
I remember the text from John. He was like, hey, man, do you want to do this comedy thing with me tonight? And that was pretty much how he worded it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess, I'm not doing anything, and I'm down to play with John.
Of course.
In any setting,
So how was it being on that stage the first day, and you're like, what is going on?
Dude,
when am I supposed to play?
Yeah,
what is?
It was very interesting. Because I didn't know much about the format. I didn't know who was going to be there, and I think one of the first episodes I was there, maybe not the first episode I was there, but within the first 3, Joe Rogan was on. And so I was like, man, what is this? There's famous people, not famous people. We're just doing whatever. I really don't know what's going on, but this is fun.
Were you chiming in on the mic back then, or?
No.
Oh.
I didn't have a mic for a long time.
When did you get a mic?
Which is probably for the best.
Yeah, probably.
I think I got a mic when we were at Vulcan.
Okay.
Because at that point, John and I were deciding, okay, maybe we should sing on some of this stuff. They would still, cut the mic off once the podcast started.
Because you got a decent voice.
Thank you. I've always been,
I saw you sing for the first time at the Dr. Phil show in Nashville.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't even remember what I sang.
You were singing some Radiohead.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been self-conscious about my voice, so I take those compliments very, very deep to my heart. I had a friend I was in a band with in my 20s just tell me, hey, you should never sing.
Yeah.
Don't. It sounds bad.
Yeah.
And I took his word for it for a long time.
Yeah, but you can work on it.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I
learned that later.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're the best singer I ever heard. But I was like,
I know that.
But I was like, no, it's actually, there's some soul in it. And
Thank you.
Some,
Thank you very much.
Clearly he's not doing it enough. In the sense, if you're a lead singer all the time,
Right.
You only sing from, are you lead singing regularly?
No, I'm doing a lot of BGVs with pretty much most of the bands I work with.
What's a BGV?
Background vocals.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you're good. You're good. It's a
I don't
technical
know.
term. I never know who knows.
I know
And
nothing.
doesn't.
It sounded like a Pornhub category. Anything 3 letters to me.
BGVs.
Yeah, dude.
What would that what would that acronym stand for in the porn world?
Big giant vaginas. It's right there, dude. And BBGVs, and you know which ones those are. You know?
Bro, not only like
You will never
is the
unhear it.
acronym funny, but the speed at which you came up with it was amazing. It's really good work.
Yeah, but now you will never unhear that next time somebody will say it. Hey, you wanna do some BGVs at our shows? Like, sure, dude.
I'm gonna try to spread that
Spread it.
term around the music world. It's like, what's going on with the big giant vaginas on this song? What are you talking about? BGVs.
Yeah, great. I'm happy this happened.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
So you decide, and so when did you got the courage to, like, or maybe you don't remember the exact time, but like what made you get the courage to sometimes chime in, or put in a little roast that you had? I've heard you do some from time to time, or
Oh man, like I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but there are always moments where I'm just getting so worked up that I start like yelling or saying. I think actually the first time I said something, we were at Vulcan.
yeah.
And the bucket pull was cupping the mic really bad.
Oh yeah.
And
And
it was
just like,
oh dude, and it was about to take off. Like I could hear, you know, the beginning, you know, when you hear the beginnings of the feedback starting to ring in the PA. And I was just like, bro, you know, not only were they cupping the mic, but they were also doing really bad. Like it wasn't a good minute. And the interview wasn't going great. And so I was worked up. And I was like, can you stop doing that? And he looked at me like he was kind of scared, I guess. I've got a tone.
of course.
And I was like, and he looked at me and I was like, stop cupping the mic like that. Stop. You're fucking everybody's shit up. Stop doing that.
Did they die laughing at the table, or
Tony thought it was funny. Everyone in the band appreciated that I said it. And Joe Rogan was like, hey man, like, relax. I was like, no, you relax. We're going to get feedback because of this guy.
I've seen you sometimes. I don't watch everything full length, but I've definitely seen you a few times. Like, I can see your eyes start getting worked up.
Oh yeah,
and you start getting close to the mic, and then something happens. And you're like,
well, I'm always trying to, like, I really want to stay in the pocket. Yeah. You know, I don't know. At some point, I just decided, like, it works better if I wait for a moment to say something, and if that moment doesn't come along, it's probably for the best.
Yeah, you need everybody to shut up at the right time,
right?
And then there's an opening for you to say something that you've been waiting to say.
Yeah,
and nobody has anything to, you know,
right?
Because you know, I guess you don't want to cut off the main guest or anybody.
Sure, and not only that, but like, you know, they're rolling so like efficiently, like between Tony and the guest, like the conversation's just going. So if I don't choose my moment, then I won't get, like, the thing I have to say won't even get noticed.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm assuming if you try to find a moment on every show, they might. It's gonna be annoying in a way. Like, it's funny if it happens from time to time. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I think I realized very quickly it kind of works in my favor that it's a rare jewel. You know,
yeah,
and I think Tony noticed too. He always mentions it, so it's like this is maybe this is my thing. I'll stay right here. Yeah.
And were you? Did you guys change the seating arrangements anytime? Like, were you always sitting on that side of the stage, or?
Let's see.
And does it matter?
I think it matters a little bit. You know, at Mothership, we had to figure out what works best for the room because the stage is small.
Yeah.
At Vulcan, I think quite often at Vulcan, the seating arrangement was set up so that, like, I or someone could help D Madness go to the bathroom.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
That's a thing that's going to happen every show. And before people were helping D, it was me. I was helping him.
Okay.
And so we wanted to make sure that Dee and I were on one side together, and I think John wanted to be there too. There weren't always band talkback mics.
Yeah, I've seen you guys talk in the mic, and you're talking between each other.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Is there a switch for that? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, we've got little foot switches that switch it from in-house to just in our ears.
Oh, okay.
And those weren't always there, so John needed to be placed pretty strategically so people could hear what he had to say for directions. You know, people in the band needed to be able to hear him. And yeah, we did it like that for a while, which now that we have the in-ears and, you know, he can just like speak directions straight into our heads, it's kind of amazing to me. And the things we were able to do before that was in place.
What are directions that happen during, like what are you guys talking about as the show is going on? Like what are examples of things that could be shared?
It's different during the band set before the show than it is during the show. Okay. During the show, it's mostly like, you know, what are we going to play when this person walks off? During the band set, he's, you know, our sets are heavily improvised. So he's doing anything from like telling us what chord to go to telling us what instrumentation he wants to happen, you know, in the next downbeat, to telling people to, you know, who takes the next solo, just kind of whatever he thinks should happen next as a musical director. That's what he'll have to say.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Which is fun. I love that stuff.
But it's not something that's obvious when you're just watching the show. That, you know, that there's like a musical direction and somebody, I mean, clearly John is in the lead, but it's not, we don't get to understand what's happening.
Right. Yeah. I don't think, you know, people understand what all that entails when Tony says John's the leader of the band. In a lot of ways, John is the real-time composer of what's happening musically.
Okay. Well, thank you, John.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He is doing great.
That's my dude. When he's not there, I have to do it. And I like doing it, but I'm also grateful that someone else is doing it most of the time. Because it's kind of a wild thing. There's like an amount of trust that has to come from the rest of the band for your directions to work well, but there's also a skill to being a good musical director in that, like, you got to know when to tell people what to do so that it happens the way you want it to happen. And John's really got that stuff dialed in.
But also I feel like when I look at the show, I feel like you're all, like, I don't understand how you all fit together. It's like this rock guy, and then this piano guy, and then there's D Madness, which is a whole thing. And then Mike is kind of versatile, you know, but he's also his own thing because he's like on the other side. So it's like, and now, I mean, with the horn section, of course, it's a whole, even another section. But like, because Mike has a lot of, he's jumping in during the jokes and punctuating things that you guys are not necessarily doing.
Right.
How do you coordinate that?
Mike is a big fan of comedy, so I think his understanding of when to choose those moments is relatively built in. You know, he just kind of knows, like, oh, it's time for a ba-dum-bump. You know what I mean?
And he's got the freedom to do it, obviously.
Yeah. And there are times when the directions for what he's supposed to do come straight from Tony.
Oh,
you know, like if it's a bit with William where it's like we're gonna bash between what he yells, you know, he's looking at Mike. John is a very versatile musician. You know, he's got a church background, he's got a jazz background. He's also toured with Gary Clark, so he's got blues and rock. You know, really dialed in. Well, and pretty much everyone in the band is versatile like that. You mentioned Mike being versatile. He is. I've got a jazz guitar performance degree from North Texas.
A guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And then I started with rock and roll, so that's always gonna be there.
What got you into jazz?
man, when I got to North Texas, I didn't really know what I was getting into. And, so you get there and you're kind of looking at the degree plans and it's like, well, you can play classical. You can study classical and play a nylon string guitar, or you can study jazz and play an electric guitar. Those are your options as a guitar performance student. And I didn't want to play nylon string guitar. I wanted to play electric guitar. So I was like, well, I don't have much of a jazz background, but I'd rather play electric guitar. So I guess I'm studying jazz. And that was a very uphill climb for me.
Well, yeah, if you start from scratch, it's wild.
Yeah. But at the end of my time there, the head of the guitar department came up to me and he told me, "Look, man, I'm really proud of you. Like I know where you started, and seeing where you've finished here, it was very impressive and inspiring to see. You really did the work. Good job."
And then he went down on you.
Can you imagine?
Because this is where we're at. Like, what is happening here? So you want that A or not?
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. But yeah.
You're getting me emotional all the time.
All that, yeah.
Another story arc.
90s sad boy, that's what I do. But yeah, everyone in the band just has dabbled in a lot of different, genres of music. So I think that's how it ends up working, whether it's obvious that we're all that versatile or not.
And maybe it's maybe I don't know if the question makes sense or not, because obviously, I mean, for a viewer of Kill Tony, maybe it's a no-brainer. But like, what made you stay in the band, or what makes you stay attached to the show, or because to me it's not a standard. It's like when I see a band on late night shows, mm-hmm. I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's a great gig, I guess, like in terms of, but when you're dreaming of playing in a band, right. I don't see your dream. I'm assuming is not ending up on some show as your main gig.
Right.
It's kind of,
Yeah. Ending up in that house band for a comedy podcast was definitely not on my career bingo card. At the very beginning, I stayed because it was an opportunity to play with John and Dee and Mike on a regular basis. We weren't getting paid in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then like after the first couple of shows and getting to see what I was like being a part of, I was like, this is cool. And I'm still not busy on Monday nights, so I'm gonna stick around. And then seeing how it was, as I was there and I started to check out like YouTube episodes and learn more about the show, I started to realize like, oh, this thing is constantly growing. So this might be, like a smart investment career-wise to stay here. And so far that has proven to be.
Yes, I mean, you got to MSG.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good.
Yeah. Surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad. I made it to MSG.
Dad, I did it.
We did it.
Made a music career finally.
Yeah, and then so how many bands are you in?
Oh, I never know the answer to this question.
I mean, I guess it's constantly changing. But you have like a few stable projects going on at the same time?
Yeah. John and I have a project we do together with Mike and a drummer buddy of ours named Charles Reed. He's been on Kill Tony a couple of times when Mike is out. That project is called The Homies, and it's at the Gallery on every Thursdays.
So you have two drummers.
Yeah, Mike plays percussion in that group.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mike is a fantastic percussionist. Fun fact, at the very first iteration of the Kill Tony band, D Madness and I weren't there.
Oh, yeah.
There was a different drummer, and Mike was on percussion.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
And he already had the hat?
The hat, man, when did the hat came along in the Vulcan days, I think.
Okay. Somebody gave it to him. I should ask him, but I'm asking you.
He's told me this story several times, but I still can't get it right.
Good. Get it wrong.
Yeah. He saw it somewhere, like in a shop, and he was just like, "Oh, I've got to have it," and he bought it, and he's been wearing it ever since.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely become a trademark.
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny how a stupid decision becomes what you recognize for.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also been interesting to see how far those decisions have carried, like him and D Madness, in terms of visibility on the show. It's like they're the two most beloved characters. Yeah. They're also the two with the most identifiable look because of that hat and because of D's light up sunglasses.
It's funny on the one episode I did where the lights went down. All you can see is D Madness glasses are still shining bright through it.
Yeah, man. Those glasses are
everything.
Everything.
I have a D Madness t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. There's also Groove Line Horns.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays at C-Boys. I've got my own band. It's called Open 2.0. That last O is a letter, not a number.
Are you on the Groove Line Horns show?
Yes, I play with them.
Yeah. I might pass tonight.
Yeah, come hang out.
Honestly, yeah. Is that where's C-Note?
C-Boys is on
C-Boys.
South Congress.
Congress. Okay.
It's before you get to the new Super HEB.
Well, where that is. I'll find it out. I'll find out.
Yeah.
I'll find it out. That sounded weird.
Yeah.
That's what you get from a foreigner. Yeah. Did you have any questions for me? You said you had a bunch.
Well, when we were talking about it, I found out I kind of can't ask some of them. But I'm always curious how the writing process works for comedians, and I'm sure it's probably different for everybody. But what's like?
So I'm a mess, but I'm pretty consistent. I feel like because English is not my native language, it affects my writing in the sense that I wouldn't say I do a lot of puns, but I do a lot of I use a lot of the words in an unexpected way because a lot of words are not internalized for me. There's something I had to learn, so I have an outside perspective on specific words, and I can be like, oh, this word can go this way, but it can also go this way, because I don't have the muscle memory of this word has to only be used this way.
Yeah.
So sometimes I can switch a few things up. So I'm obsessed with how people interpret a word, and then where I can bring that word. Not for every joke, but I have a lot of jokes that are a little bit like, well, you expect this word to be used this way, but I'm actually thinking it the other way around. I don't have a concrete example in my head, but...
No, but hearing you say it, I feel like that's such a brilliant advantage that non-native speakers have to bring to the art form. I see Kansei do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, Kansei is a good example of that as well. It's a learned thing. So you're like, what? Because we're in class and we're like, well, what does this word mean? And you see it used one way on TV, and then you're asking your teacher, well, this word means this. Why are they using it that way? Well, because over time people keep using it this way, and you're like, all right, but the actual meaning is this thing, right? So yes. So then you're like,
you've got this very interesting perspective on a language that's not internalized. Oh man, I love that.
Yeah, and then. I obsessed also about like I would say wording tropes, like expressions that people say, as in I don't know what could be a good one right now. But like there's a lot of phrases that people use like when they're dating or when they're for example, you want to split the bill, whatever. Right. But I don't know. That's an expression. It doesn't mean anything. Really, like split. You're not cutting it in half, right? So, but you could bring it to cut it in half, for example.
You want to split the bill? Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not a joke I have, but like it could become one, I guess. But there's so many things people just say because they're used to saying them that way, that if you break it down, then you can just. It's not just words, also expressions. Yeah. So generally I will be absorbing content, just like watching videos, watching movies, reading comic books or whatever, and be like, oh, that's how people say this? I have an answer for this that's unexpected. Or like, so I can shift things around. And then I do a lot of also, like I guess, introspection. About my life, and then I'm like, well, I was here, I did this, I had that conversation. I try to remember. My memory's fuzzy, So, but I'm trying to see what I can remember, or what could have possibly happened or been said a specific way, and then try to write about it. You know, if I'm writing about my dad or my mom or family or, you know, marriage or whatever it is, and I'm trying to like, okay, what can I?
Yeah.
So I try to be a little biographical from time to time, even though they're stupid one-liners, you know.
Yeah.
Which is where I feel like where I'm trying to bring my own voice to one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel like you're doing a great job with that.
I appreciate that, but you know, because there's still, you know, a little one-liner, but instead of, you know, I look at the other one-liner people who are very famous, much more famous than me, obviously, and you know, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to be told that I'm doing their act.
Right.
So how can I be me and brings a little a Rick voice to that I'm gonna have
particular
my own
style. Yeah.
And I feel so far, you know, a lot of my jokes sometimes are too hacky, like I'm working my way out of them. A lot of my jokes I'm very proud of. Some jokes go over people's heads because I'm putting you in this mind state, and then I say this thing, and people are like, well, that's what? And then, you know, so then I'm not getting a laugh.
Sure. So
I'm working on a lot of things to improve my skill set. But at least people don't tell me I'm stealing jokes or I sound like somebody else.
Right. Yeah, you sound like you.
But some jokes are such low-hanging fruit, and I'm like, hasn't anybody said this yet? Like, and I'm like, maybe there's a meme, maybe there's a thing. Yeah, you don't know. So sometimes and I can't double check everything. So sometimes I get a comment on Instagram saying, well, that joke, that's not your joke. That's somebody else's joke. I'm like, okay, it could have happened.
Right.
Who? And they're like, well, you're supposed to know. I'm like, no, if you're accusing me,
like how
tell me who, because I don't know. Dude, I can't.
How am I supposed to keep up with all of it?
I can't keep up.
Yeah.
But so, hey, if I ever say your joke and you can prove to me you said it first, I'll happily take it out of my set. Just FYI.
Yeah.
I'm doing my own research. Sometimes, you know, because you're playing with words, somebody else is playing with the same words. There's only so many words, so we end up in the same spot.
Yeah, man.
But whatever. It's not but it's fun. It's fun. For me, it's Sudoku. I'm just constantly trying to, how do I, you know, other people I have great stories that happen in my life. If I tell them on stage, they're not fun. They're not funny. I don't know how to make them funny, you know.
Yeah. Well, so that brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
To me, the great mystery in being a comedian is deciding what's funny. It feels like it's a very multi-tiered process. It's like you write something and you decide that it's funny, but then you go try it out and you find out that it's not. And then maybe you workshop it and it becomes funny, or maybe you realize that it's never going to work. Yeah. And so, you know, since being on the show, I've thought often, like, well, what would happen if I got a bucket pull? And so I've tried to write stuff, and I'll have thoughts that I think are funny, and then as soon as I write them down or record them, I'm like, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Or they'll pass barrier one, and I'll try them on my wife.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, yeah, don't do that in public.
Don't never say that.
And that's always tier 2. I've never gotten past tier 2.
The thing about tier 2 and a wife is that sometimes they are wrong. And I'm not saying wives are wrong, but like sometimes I'll say a joke. I have a joke in my head, and I run it by a few comedians, and they're all telling me, dude, it sucks. It just sucks. There's something missing. It sucks. And in my head, I'm like, probably right, because I feel like there's something missing. I try it on an audience, it crushes.
Whoa.
Or, and the other way around, where comedians tell me this is amazing. I try it on an audience, I bomb just hard, consistently. And I'm like, so.
What's your North Star through all of that?
The audience.
Okay.
It's you need to be brave enough to say it to a crowd, and not to just one crowd, to a bunch of them, because then you have more. It could have been the venue. It could have been who was on before you. It could have been which jokes you said before. It could have been how you said it. So you need to say it a bunch of times.
There's so many variables.
And then, for example, I have jokes that some friends of mine are like, dude, that joke is my favorite joke you've ever said. And I'm like, yeah, that favorite joke that I still believe to this day is funny, only works about 30% of the time, or 40%. I'm not keeping exact statistics, but like, it's hit and miss, and I can't have it on my set if I wanna. I can't keep it.
Yeah.
It has to go.
Yeah.
Because I'll in my set at all times there's a bunch of jokes that I'm trying out, or that are new, tested, or in between new and tested, right? And so the new ones I'm figuring out, do I want to keep trying? The ones that are in the process of being tested are like, okay, it's been working, but not all the time. Can I do something to improve them, or do I need to give up? And then I have the ones that I know are gonna work, just to punctuate, make sure.
Right. You gotta have some.
I gotta have something there that the crowd's gonna like, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But no, you have to, the audience.
Yeah.
It's the audience at all times. Like, I've said some stuff where I'm like, I have one joke now that I haven't said on Kill Tony, but it could be the next time I'm on the show, it could be a joke I say on it. I've been working on it for a long time. I feel like it needs one last tag to be completely finished.
Yeah.
But it's borderline racist, which is not normally the material I go into, right?
Sure.
But it's been crushing on stage, and it's been crushing in Europe, in several countries in Europe.
Oh, wow.
So like, I'm like, nah, it's fine. It's not, it's borderline, but it's not, right? Because otherwise it would have been working through this whole palette of people, sample of people. So now I'm pretty confident, like, okay, I was afraid of saying that joke, but now that I know it's been working here, and here, it should be fine.
Yeah.
To people, like, I'm not on the show that often, so if I'm gonna be on the show, I'm trying jokes that I know I'm really proud of. That's what, some people find me cringy, some people find me whatever, but I don't care what those people think, honestly. Like, I'm trying, for the most part, what they don't realize is, in a minute format, it skews the one-liners as well.
Right.
And those jokes generally would come. It's difficult, right? Because I'll say a joke after a joke I've already said on Kill Tony. So if I now want to say this joke on Kill Tony, I can't put it after that same joke, because I've already said that joke on Kill Tony. I can't say it again.
Right.
So I have to place it differently, so you feel like it's entering that minute. But on stage, it's doing fantastic.
Good.
On the show, it's doing whatever's gonna happen.
Right.
So far, I've been doing okay, I feel like.
Yeah.
I've been re-listening to some of my sets, and I'm like, nah, for the most part, you did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't bomb, ever. Like,
no, I don't think you've ever bombed.
No.
On the show.
It could happen. It's still there. But again, like, if you have to do it every day, every week, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But what has happened, even though I haven't done it as many times as other people, is people get bored of you.
Yeah.
They're excited, it's new, and then they're all right, we've seen the thing.
Yeah.
We've
seen it. Yeah.
Seen it. Same thing.
Man. Yeah, and it just makes you realize how hard it is to keep momentum up. Like, what,
it's
guy
very
like
complicated.
Ari Matty has done is just like,
Ari Matty, even him has been taking shit sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not obsessing over that. I'm just saying, like, even him, like, and he's been doing it for the time that he's been doing it, and he is as good as he is.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'll have one set that's slightly weaker, and there'll be somebody like, I don't get it. I don't get why he's funny. I don't get it. I don't get I don't get it. Why do people think it? Like with Casey, the same. I don't get it. It's like, don't go. Just leave,
if you don't get it, it's not for you. It's fine. There are plenty of people who get it.
But you know what I do get is, for example, I used to watch AGT, and So You Think You Can Dance and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And what to me was most exciting was the auditions, because it's that I don't know this person. I just want to be blown away by something I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you see them for the fourth time, you're like, all right, I just want to.
Know what they're about.
What I like is that surprise.
Yeah.
That's what I'm watching the show for. So once there's no surprise, do I want to watch a comedy show, or am I a guy that's into surprises?
Yeah.
Man,
that's a tricky one.
Very tricky
to navigate in this day and age. Like,
because Kill Tony is, to me, it's a talent show that's punctuated by people that are good.
Yeah.
That are recurrent, right?
Yeah.
So it's like your late night show thing where they invite established comedians but also a talent show where anything can happen.
Right.
And you're like, and it's blended.
Yeah.
It's two formats that are blended.
Yeah.
Right. So people are more into one thing. More people are, or some people are like, these bucket pools are terrible. I'm tired of this. Just bring me the guy that I like.
Yeah.
And other people are like, I just want to see the bucket pools more.
Yeah.
I just want to see what's going to happen, the carnage or the.
He always gets the biggest pop, like when he asks the audience for their opinion. Do you like comedians that do well or comedians that bomb? The biggest pop's always for the ones that bomb.
I definitely seen him do that to an audience. And then what I find funny is, it's not out yet. I don't know when it will be out, but in London, he kept asking that to the audience.
Yeah.
And I was like, but then after the show, some people I was talking to were like, well, that audience was tough. They were booing. And I was like, he's riling them up. Like, what are we talking about? It's part of the show.
Yeah.
The boos are fun.
Dude, the big crowds always boo harder. That's one thing.
But it's kind of a rush.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you got so many other voices to.
I was listening again
to join you
because I was chopping it the LA Forum show. I made one mistake. Tony told me I had made one mistake when I came on stage. I took too long to start talking.
Oh, wow.
So they started booing. Because they were booing to everybody before me.
Oh, yeah.
They were just booing and booing and booing.
The crowds were so rowdy, bro. It was crazy.
It was wild. So then, and he said, if you had attacked the mic faster, then you wouldn't have given them time to do it. It's great advice. So now, since then, the moment I get on stage, grab the mic, start talking. Cool. No pauses, I get into it immediately. Because they're willing to listen.
Right.
But you have to but if you're like hesitating, they're like, oh!
Right.
So they can't wait. They're like holding it in, like, all right. But I turned them around, so I was quite proud. But
that's something you should be proud of.
But a couple of jokes were lost in the booze.
Oh man.
Kinda, but because they were good jokes, they started listening through the minute. It's kind of wild, like how in 60 seconds, you can see the boo become laughter,
dude.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I would say most people can't do that.
It's the strength of the joke. That's why you have to take those appearances seriously.
Yeah. It
really comes down to, is your joke good? If the joke's undeniable, people are like, wait. I was booing, but I think I heard something interesting.
Right.
Wait.
He's got a thing.
Wait, there's something. Wait. Wait. Because I keep telling people to stop signing up. It's like, why do you keep signing up? And then they do average, they do okay. And a friend of mine got pulled recently. And he did okay to the point where Tony was, you've been on the show before, because he was about to give him a big joke book, but he felt terrible about his appearance. And I was like, yeah, dude, just take a break, make sure your minute is amazing, and make sure you're in the right mindset where you have some stories to talk about during the interview that you have in your back pocket, that you have, and that you're confident.
Yeah.
And you don't get surprised because there's a lot of FOMO and people just sign up and they see all the comics in Austin signing off. So like, is this the one where I'm going to break out? And I'm like,
right. It's like, man, if that's why you're there, then maybe you shouldn't be there.
Well, I think one of the reasons why I got a ticket, honestly, was I was over 4 years in. Mm-hmm. I only had to do a minute. So every joke I picked was strong, and I had been doing it for like months and months and months and months abroad. So it was not like I was even trying to sign up or anything.
Right.
And I had no pressure. I was honing my character that day, and they were jokes written in a scene. I was in Bangkok and in Brussels, and I could just write whatever I thought was funny without thinking what's going to be funny for an Austin audience or a Kiltony audience. I was just writing what I thought was funny to me, and it came from my heart. So they were very idiosyncratic jokes for my character.
Well, and I imagine you could deliver them way more authentically.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, people had been bombing before I went on. And
always helps.
So yeah, but of course, so all of those things just happened at the same time.
Yeah. And
then great interview. I was zoned in. I haven't been that zoned in on any other Kiltony interview.
Oh, wow.
I was just locked in.
You're in it. That's dope.
But yeah, people just keep signing up, and I'm like, you don't understand. even if their jokes are funny,
Yeah.
they're still. How does this joke fit a persona? How much is your persona developed? How much are you, like, what are you like? It's bigger than just the joke.
Right.
It's who's saying the joke and the meaning of that joke for that character.
Yeah.
It's like if you're playing rock dressed a specific way or dressed a specific way in what venue versus what venue.
Yeah.
And you know.
Oh, I know. I'm always dressed wrong for whatever music I'm
What's
playing.
up with the jean jacket and the hoodie?
Man,
thing?
So...
Because you always dress that way on stage.
Yeah. So, like, my wife and my older daughter were always giving me kind of shit because I admittedly, I don't put enough thought into, like, you know, my appearance. And so at some point I needed, you know, just another piece, right, to add to the wardrobe, just so I had something that I could be like, yeah, I can choose to wear that and I know it's going to work. And I found that stupid jean jacket at Target, you know, but I liked it. Like, I love hoodies.
Yeah.
Like,
but you could have your whole line of hoodies.
Yeah, I
if
know.
You played your cards right.
Yeah, exactly. and I bought that thing and I liked the way it looked, and then I wore it on one of the bigger shows, and then I saw some video from the show and I was like, oh yeah, it looks good. So then I was like, okay, I'm wearing it all the time. Plus, when we do fly out stuff, it's nice to have something that'll keep you warm. It's always too cold on the plane for me.
Like, you wear it on the plane?
Yeah. That's like my travel hack is just like have a hoodie to wear
I apologize.
on the plane. No, you're good.
Your travel hack, yeah. Do you feel like at this point, if you changed like into a cool leather jacket, you'd be like that teenager that chose to change his appearance one year?
I worry about that exact thing. I actually saw a Reddit post. It was like one of the episodes where I chose to wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
And the guy's whole deal was a screenshot of me with the sunglasses on. He just said, I didn't know Muehling was cool like that. I was like, man.
At least it's positive.
Yeah, it's a good thing. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't worry too much about, you know, how that's going to be received. It might be a good thing.
Hey, man, I'm pretty sure people love you on the show.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's so much potential with how much the show is growing for... I wouldn't say, oh, now you have to sell out and now you have to become this commercial being. But on the other hand, you know, anything you can do to make a paycheck in a respectful way where you still feel like you're maintaining your integrity.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel like there's wiggle room in there, you know, do something that's a little more than I've been doing, but still feels true to me. I'm sure there's room in there for something.
The one thing that excites me, I mentioned it to you before, is... like, have you voiced your political views on the show at all or not? Like, have you mentioned it? Has it come out? Is it perceived?
I honestly, I'm not sure if I've said anything on the show.
Yeah.
But like Tony definitely knows. Like we've talked about it.
It's not a political show, but it's become a little bit of a political show in a way.
It's got these political undertones thanks to decisions that Tony has made. Okay, so the most tense moment for me was after he did the rally.
Yeah.
I saw an apology demand letter from the Puerto Rican Democratic Party of New York. And I reposted it on my IG stories, mainly as a show of solidarity.
Mm-hmm. And you had no context for what had happened at that rally, or...
I mean, I'd seen the clips for sure.
Yeah, but you had no context of behind the scenes or decisions or anything, right?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. And that's fair to say. I feel like I sit in an interesting spot on the show because, you know, a lot of people know, like, oh, Muehling's the resident liberal pussy, you know, and so yeah, I felt, you know, I don't know, man. There's this whole thing. It's like there's like all these terms for all these kind of weird little niches in society now. Mm-hmm. It's like there's woke culture, there's cancel culture, there's free speech culture.
But you're a 90s kid.
Yeah.
That's what younger people don't get now.
Well, the thing is, I feel like there's room for all of it. I mean, there has to be, because everybody's got an opinion. And so, yeah, I feel like it may not always be in your best interest to choose to be offended, but you have every right to feel what you feel, And in that moment, I felt empathy for Puerto Ricans, because mm-hmm. Man, don't fucking call me trash.
Yeah.
Which is, he came out later and he was like saying, well, that wasn't the extent of the joke. And I get that too. That's not lost on me. But at the same time, I felt empathy for Puerto Ricans in that moment. And I appreciate the fans of the show who don't lean the same way that Tony does politically. They're like, well, I disagree with what he's saying, but I'm still in it. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I want to, I want fans of the show who feel that way to know that there's someone on the show who also feels that way. It's I don't agree with everything that's being said, but we're staying in it.
I mean, the show is interesting in the sense that, first of all, I don't know that the political views of everybody is known. Right. That's on the consistently there, but yeah. It is, first of all, racially super diverse.
Yeah.
You have Mike. Yeah. You have a blind guy.
Dude, I'm the only white guy in the band.
You're the only white guy in the band. Yeah. Red Band is a little mystery of mischief,
Is.
I still don't know where Red Band sits. But if he told me he was either side, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Or that he's been switching. I wouldn't,
he rides that line really well.
He rides that line, but it's because on a human level, he's just so chill
mm-hmm.
that I'm like, I can't read him at all, which is fine.
Yeah.
I found it. I played with it on the show where I did. It's it's been one of my most successful clips. Is when I'm alluding to, is Tony, after the Puerto Rico thing, was it racist or not?
Yeah.
To me, the thing is where my brain is as a comic is when I heard that joke. I swear to God, my first thought, this is not. I was trying to write a joke about it, but I feel like the momentum has shifted so much I can talk about it now.
Yeah, sure.
My first thought was oh, he could have gone so much further if he had made it about Hawaii, because it's several islands and they have so much pollution and the beaches are just ruined by white people. He could have taken it further with Hawaii. That's where I was.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the landfill issue in Puerto Rico, but
I didn't either.
But because I worked in environment, I know about all the islands of garbage, and I've cleaned the beaches in Thailand. We would do that with my job. We would go and once a year thing to do. It's just so dirty, right? So
sure.
I don't think he was implying Puerto Ricans were dirty,
right?
As much as there's a problem in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But Hawaii.
But it was presented in a way where you could confuse.
Oh no, for sure.
But I also think that was comedically intentional.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. I think that, to me, it's such a viral clip for him.
Yeah.
He blew up. He had so many headlines out of it. So to me, it's a positive on his career now. In that moment, must have been pretty scary. I don't know that he wanted that negative backlash, but given where he is now, probably served him well.
Probably worked.
And he had Kim doing her, Kim's Puerto Rican. I don't see him as if he was racist, he wouldn't have all the people he has on the show. So but that joke was so, I'm not gonna say poorly phrased. It's either genius phrased or poorly phrased. It's hard to tell which one. It's hard to tell. But then you have to be there and be sitting behind him on every show, because almost you're right behind him, kind of. Yep. So every shot he's on, we can kind of see you.
Yep.
You're not on the side, so it's
well, and everyone can see.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Everyone can see how much I don't enjoy the low-hanging fruit jokes.
It shows on your face?
Yeah.
You see comments about it?
Yeah, for sure. And they're like, oh, man, people talk so much shit. And you know what? It's fine. I don't care. that the thing is, what people don't realize is it's not that it's racist or that it's, mean or, what have you to like a particular group that bothers me as much as it is. I feel like these are professional comedians. The standard should be high for cleverness. When I see them just like constantly throw out fat jokes, constantly throw out racist jokes, it's just like, come on, guys, like anybody can do that. I can get up there and say fucked up shit about black people. Anybody can do that. It's not clever.
Well,
impress me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. But
are you talking about the people that are doing minutes?
I'm talking about, pretty much everybody. I'm talking about Tony. I'm talking about the panel, whoever it may be. I just, like some of these.
But that's the original spirit of the podcast. Is to just say dumb shit.
Just say dumb shit. See, and maybe that's lost on me because I wasn't there for the original days.
I think that there's two levels to that. First of all, the people doing the minutes for the most part are not professional comics.
Yeah.
There's very few people who. There are comics who are just doing the road or working for years in Canada or wherever, and then they come on the show, they sign up, they get pulled, and they're ready. They're good comics, they have good jokes, they're going to do a good interview. And I've met a few of them, and you're like, hey, man, I'm glad you got some more exposure out of the show because you deserve it. Right. Even if they didn't get a golden ticket or whatever, but like I know at least 2 Canadian guys that have done great on the show, and it's good for them, right? Mm-hmm. Not including Kansai, so that right. and then you have people just kept signing. They just suck, dude. They're just terrible. Yeah. That's why they do poorly phrased racial jokes and poorly phrased.
Well, and
the other thing
to be fair, sorry to interrupt, but to be fair, it's not them that I judge quite as harshly as it is like the panel.
Yeah, but the panel is they're responding in the moment.
Yeah.
Honestly, to write a clever joke about politics or race or whatever, it takes some hours of thinking.
Yeah,
and if you're just responding to something right now, you're going back to your basic, your mama's fat thing, because that's what you have as a child, and it's going to be a basic joke.
Yeah.
So you have to like lower the expectations for their skills. And that's where people who are really good at it shine. Like a guy like Harland.
Yeah, Harland.
A guy like Sam Talent.
Yeah, and
Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tony too. Tony's brilliant.
Tony's brilliant.
You know? Yeah. And so like, man, when he throws out the clever ones, I'm always like, I want everybody to know that I liked what he said, but when it's just fat joke after fat joke after fat joke or joke about small titties, I'm like, dude, I don't care. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this.
But well, first of all, I don't know that anybody can actually get into that amount of jokes in a row.
Yes.
But also knowing Tony, the little bit that I know him, sometimes he's like low-key angry at someone.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you're gonna eat shit right now. Like I don't like the minute was garbage and they're trying to sound interesting, or they'll finish their minute and they'll call Tony gay for no reason, and they'll be like, is this where we're going? You are you
stepping up to the plate right now?
Let's go. Okay. And it's just
yeah, I'm sure that. Right. I don't, my opinion's just my opinion. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm not trying to defend Tony, but I can see it. But I can also see how somehow he'll go to the lowest common denominator, because this is where we're at.
Right. Yeah.
There's
definitely a crowd for it.
If you're not giving me anything smart to bounce off, why would I?
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah. It's an interesting show, and you've been a great input on it, man. Like to me.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that there's that little twinkle in your eye of anger or fun when something happens, because then you're like, I'm not just watching there is a gamut of different views on the show,
right,
and they're all working together.
It has this amazing element of like not being just a production. There's all this realism going on that's fascinating for people.
Yeah, that's where it's kind of shining. Sure, Tony's become has politicized his views more as the show has grown on stage.
Yeah,
but to me, it's a deliberate choice.
Yeah,
and then it makes sense that not everyone around him, the characters on the show, follow the same arc.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
It's
for sure
for the viewer.
Yeah.
Because Tony would say a thing, and then maybe I still remember I had Colin Sledge.
Yeah.
And on the thing when he got the ticket, he got to play piano.
Yeah.
But John didn't want to let him touch his piano, and you can see it on his face. He's like, but Tony's like, "Come on, John, let him." And then John is like, you can see like he's playing it cool.
Yeah.
But like, why are you touching my stuff right now?
It's not fun letting somebody who you've never met play your instrument.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I don't know what
I can
that
imagine
is.
someone just picking up your guitar and instinctively just starting to tune it.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not worried they're going to break my guitar.
Yeah.
But it's also just like, well, man, this is like the thing that I use every day to make my living. And now you're just getting to like make a spectacle out of it. Like, it just doesn't feel, it feels kind of icky.
Does it feel like you're at a wedding and some random guy that you barely know asked to dance with your wife?
Oh, I didn't know that was where you were going with that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit like that.
Where do you think I was going?
Well, like, as a professional musician, I've done so many of those kind of gigs where someone will say, "Oh, like the best man plays drums. Can he sit in?" And it's like, dude, no.
Yeah.
These are professionals. Your best friend plays drums. He can't sit in. That's not fun for anybody but him. He's the only person in the entire room, except for maybe a couple of his friends, that's fun for. I don't want to let him do that.
I can see a way out of that.
Let me hear it.
Is you can tell him yes if you find a lead singer, you find a guitar player, and you find whatever instruments you have, and then we can take an hour break and we still get paid. You guys can just knock yourselves out.
That's good. That's really good. I'm stealing that for sure.
Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what it feels like. It's like, no, man, no, he cannot sit in. No. We were hired to do this. He's drunk and feeling himself.
I'm just checking if this guy has responded. No. All right. Well,
how many banging out today?
Well, I was supposed to bang 4 out. This might be the only one out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you get with dealing with musicians.
I know one of the other musicians that was supposed to be here. Can you tell me who the other two are?
The other two that were supposed to record today were Laser, who has canceled the day off for the second time. Ooh. But I know his schedule is wild. Yeah. So I know the moment I'm trying to put him in that it's going to be a liability. Because my podcast is small, so it's not like people are doing me a favor to come. Yeah. You know, at this point, and that's fair. If I was Joe Rogan, he would have not canceled that.
Oh, dude.
You know, makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense. Like, I'm not, you know. The other one was Carlos. I think I should have sent him a reminder yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And
I forgot to do that. And maybe he's just sleeping.
He might be. I don't know what Carlos is up to.
Well, I don't know Tuesday. Either.
Yeah. I know we're playing tonight, and I know he lives a little bit further out.
Yeah, he invited me to the show tonight.
Yeah.
I was messaging him yesterday. I just forgot about something else. And I forgot to mention this. That's on me, not babysitting people.
Yeah.
But I send reminders to everybody for tomorrow, Jake. So they're almost all confirmed.
Excellent.
It is what it is. But this was exciting. This was cool.
This was very cool for me, too. It's good to finally get to hang with you.
Yeah. And I think we should do it again.
I'd love to.
Maybe with Mike.
Yeah, you know? That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome. I'm afraid of inviting John because our relations were always like in and out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
No, because he was very friends with Hans, and he didn't like that I challenged Hans.
Really?
He told me, but he also told me that we were cool now, you know. So
I think John would do it.
I don't know. I'm just afraid of him.
I'm so curious. Just for my own curiosity, I'm probably going to ask him if he would do it.
Because it's such a small viewership right now, and so you know, it would just, and we're not. And I can see how he's like, well, my boy was Hans, so he was very loyal to his boy. And I
damn, I didn't know him and Hans were that tight.
Yeah, well, I honestly respect when people are respecting their bodies. Mm-hmm. So that's not a big deal for me. Like, I get it. Yeah. I think over time I've just been respectful and just kept saying hi, and at least he's cool with me now. I don't think we're gonna be friends, but we're not gonna be enemies, you know, and that's cool for me. That's not a big problem.
Yeah. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, but he is. You can see he's got that I'm a leader, boss vibe.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
John likes to be in control.
And that's fair. That's what's been working for him, you know.
Yeah.
So I respect that. So John, I will not invite you. I'll try again. If this podcast becomes big, I'll love to have you. Just so you know, if this ever if I don't cut it out of the pod.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Thank you for coming, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
On Diez Nuts.